Diamond Creek Farm presents Southwind Frank, a force of nature who tore through the 2-year-old ranks and left a lasting impression on everything in his path.
It's all Southwind Frank, 2.5 lengths in front. Southwind Frank wins the Breeders' Crown.
Southwind Frank is powering past on the outside. Southwind Frank wrapped up in the first Dancer division.
With the wind at your back, there's no limit to how far you can go. Southwind Frank, standing at Diamond Creek Farm.
Derick Giwner along with Matt Rose here at DRF headquarters for the Harness Spotlight this week, January 18th to 19th. We're going to look at a race on Friday and a race Saturday. This week we have the Meadowlands and Woodbine Mohawk Park on the docket. We're going to start on Friday at the Meadowlands. It's race number 7. Non-winners of $15,000 in last 5 starts. The morning line favorite here is number 7, Chromeo, and I have a feeling he's going to be about 3 to 5.
Yeah, for starters, it's a non-winners of $15,000 trot with a pretty mixed bag of trotters, some mares, some H horses, some 4-year-olds. Like you mentioned, Chromeo come off a game win with this trainer Tron Sledgehammer driving. Now you have Yannick Giwner driving. Makes him pretty automatic, as stamps him as the one to beat. And I don't know if he's going to be 3 to 5, but he will likely be. He will be over bet, that's for sure. So I went in a different direction here. I think you did as well. I looked at a mare here, the 4 Just For You, a very, very enticing 15 to 1 on the morning line. I think she may come down a little bit off of that mark, off of that number, we'll see. You know what, this horse has had solid speed. It's been very good things to the Blake McIntosh barn. Big upset winner and a added distance race at Yonkers. 2 solid efforts here at the Meadowlands. One was DQ'd, so he didn't get any money, which allowed him to drop in class last week and race very well. You know what? Second best in a 53-1 on the front end. Can he go to the lead and be left alone? The main horses here outside, maybe they have some chasing to do.
Yeah, Just For You, I mean, got Billy Dobson driving. He's only 1 for 17 at the meet, but this guy knows his way around the track.
Absolutely.
He's a top-notch driver here. Will he be able to, you know, hold off, let's say, Chromeo, who's probably going to come at him early, I would imagine, because he's going to be that favorite, and be able to pass him? I simply don't know. I did go a different way in this race. I went with number 3, 7-iron, for a few reasons here. One, first start back off the layoff was good, you know, closed well from off the pace. You know, trainer Linda Toscano said the horse would be a little bit short. He was, and, you know, I expect him to be a lot better now. He's in the sale on Monday, so there's a big angle for you. I mean, I got to expect that they're going to be looking.
They want a good line, you imagine?
They're going to be looking to get a big effort out of this race, and you know what? And that's what the race was last week. The race was to set up for this one, as far as I'm concerned. I think this horse has shown in the past that he's plenty fast enough. He had a 54-2 mark last year at Vernon Downs. That translates nicely to what he'll need to win this race, 53, 54, somewhere in that range. I think he could definitely do it. He's 10 to 1 on the morning line. I don't think we're getting it. I think he's going to be closer to maybe 5 to 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely see all your angles there. The needed start, tightening start where he got shuffled along, but slid out, rallied decently. Was 11 to 1 in that race. Like you said, you'll probably see a little bit lower, but I don't know. I'm not completely sold on him. The only thing I see that we're in agreement with is we're looking for value here. Fly On is listed at 3 to 1 on the morning line. Not too enticing, like we mentioned, Chromeo.
You know, he's the kind of horse you like to finish second, but you just don't want to pick him first, you know?
Yeah, especially at a low morning line like that. It's kind of a turnoff. We didn't mention 2 outside horses. Arrakis has been very sharp for a barn that's been doing well this year. He has early speed. 2 a.m. tried to pike it in the preferred at the 43 to 1, got swallowed up by much better horses. Start before that against Similar was very good. The only problem is the 9-hole. This is why it kind of looked, and I guess you as well, for horses inside of the main competition.
If you swap 2 a.m. and 7-iron, I might pick 2 a.m. in this spot, but from the outside post, I'm not really thrilled with him. And, you know, I like Tyler Buter, but you know what? If I had Yannick in the bike from post 9, I'd feel more confident that he was going to drive him aggressively and get him in position.
And then we have one of those, well, geez, he's over bet scenarios again.
Yeah.
Not 3 to 5 over bet. Yeah, if I can get double digits on Just For You, I'll take a shot that the mare can, you know, be right in the thick of things.
So we got 2 price plays in race 7 on Friday at the Meadowlands. Matt's going with number 4, Just For You. I'm going with number 3, 7-iron, and I'm going to look to hit it out of the park. You can't hit a 7-iron out of the park, can you?
I don't know. I'm not a golf guy.
Race number 9 at Woodbine Mohawk Park is next on the docket here for us again, and we have a preferred for 34,000 on the pace. The morning line favorite is number 5, Easy Lover Hanover, who's won every race going back, I don't know, to Thanksgiving? Oh, before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he's won at least 6 in a row, all at odds on. He didn't race last week. I don't know, did the race fill, or he just was took the race off, a week off by design? I don't know. But listen, you can't fault the class, the form, everything else.
I went back and watched that replay. He kind of just wore them down. I mean, it was just like, it was class.
The methodical class.
Yeah, he just kind of sat there, and he was getting to them, and then he just blew by them in the stretch. It was over.
Was it like a foiled again type effort in his last Woodbine Mohawk Park start, where he just the class showed and he drew off?
He was just too good for them. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to.
You're like, yeah.
It was interesting that Bob McClure was listed on him, and James McDonald ended up getting the drive as McClure goes to number 7, Nocturnal Blue Chip here. I don't know if that's a connection thing. I mean, clearly you see Nocturnal Blue Chip has been beaten by Easy Lover Hanover week and week out. So
he's also off a scratch sick, hasn't raced since December 22nd. Along with the 1 and the 2 who are off almost a month here. I think all 3 of them are going to need a start. And it comes down to who I'm going to play here. You got to look at the class master here, Sintra.
Let's take a look.
We're going to look at a
Sintra
replay of Sintra last week.
Let's take a look at his race from last week. He's sitting second over here. You also have Physically Inclined in this race. And Is It Friday Yet? Who's the 5 here? Who's going to follow Sintra? Third over.
Listen, Sintra, we know how good he is. We know when he's on his game. He's a top free-for-all caliber pacer. And you know what? He took a couple months off, qualified back sharply, and then you know what? It's just he's got down to business, like you said, wrapped up off a second over trip, and Sintra's doing what he does when he feels good. And I'm gonna ride the wave here and come right back with him to defeat Easy Lover Hanover in what should be, a relatively interesting matchup here.
I'm on board with you here too. I went with Sintra. I just feel like, this guy has the class. He's coming back to form after a little bit of a layoff, a couple of wins in a row. There's no reason why he can't continue to climb up the class ladder, especially if we're going to get a price. And if he's going to be 3-5 and Easy Lover Hanover is going to be 5-2, I'll bet Easy Lover Hanover.
I was just going to ask you. He's second choice 5-2 in the morning line. You think he goes off the favorite?
I'm thinking they'll be more like 6-5 and 8-5.
You think he goes off the favorite here, though?
I don't know. No, you know what? I think he'll be the 8-5, and Easy Lover Hanover will be the 6-5.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think maybe we'll get the slightly better price, and I think that's going to be enticing.
You know what? He's got the name recognition, he's got the class, and I think everybody's going to be looking at the kind of same angle that we're looking at here. So I'm afraid he's going to get overbet. But with that said, he's my top choice.
Whichever way you go between those two, it might be worth taking a shot, squeezing Physically Inclined, number 6, into the exacta underneath them, because this horse clearly has the speed, can go to the front, and is certainly capable of hanging around and making the exacta instead of with those two, $12, making it $22.
His speed and versatility are important, and he was a bit short last week on the front end, but it's not like it's not like he folded badly or anything. He dug in till deep stretch. Is it Friday yet? We saw follow Sintra. Is he going to be too far back here? Maybe. He hasn't shown much early speed at all. I don't know how much he can improve.
Post, I would have went with him, but
I don't know how much he can improve position at all from out there. But we'll see. So I don't like the inside 2 horses. I think they're going to need a start. Always a hot shot off a game win, number 3. Really didn't show much in a couple preferred efforts here recently. So yeah, I mean, I'm on board. Sintra, Easy Lover Hanover underneath, and I agree with you. Physically Inclined definitely can be included in all exactas, tries, superfectas.
So
but
2 votes of confidence for Sintra in race number 9, the preferred at Woodbine Mohawk Park on Saturday night, weather permitting, if the big snowstorm doesn't hit them and knock them out of commission.
Go check your app. That I wouldn't know, but I know New York City area where we are may or may not get slammed, but who knows?
Hopefully it doesn't snow and we get lots of great racing. Good luck.